Everybody, welcome back to the films that we love for 1937. These are the films we loved of 1937. These are the best films of 1937. I'm Tony here at Yesteryear, and today, join me as we celebrate the films of 1937. Here we go. A Bride for Henry. A stood-up bride uses her lawyer as a stand-in groom for her absent and unreliable fiancé, hoping to get a quick divorce after the media interest dies down. Adventure, comedy, and romance. A Bride for Henry. A Day at the Races features the Marx Brothers. A wonderful comedy, family, and musical film. A veterinarian posing as a doctor teams with a singer and his friends as they struggle to save an upstate New York sanitarium with the help of a misfit racehorse. A Day at the Races. A Star is Born. Janet Gaynor and Frederick March, drama and romance. A young woman comes to Hollywood with dreams of stardom and achieves them only with the help of an alcoholic leading man whose best days are behind him. Poor Star is Born. A Damsel in Distress. Comedy, music, and romance. A betting castle staff and a series of misunderstandings and setups leads to an American entertainer and an English damsel falling in love. Next we have is Alibaba Goes to Town. A movie company is doing the Arabian Nights when a hobo enters their camp, falls asleep, and dreams he's back in Baghdad as advisor to the Sultan. Alibaba Goes to Town is a comedy, fantasy, and musical. Angel, featuring Marlene Dietrich. A woman and her husband take separate vacations as she falls in love with another man. So she may be a little bit slutty, but she's going to be playing the field, so we have to watch Angel. She's no angel now. She must be a little bit dirty. Another Dawn. Colonel John Wister, on duty with the British Army in the desert region of Dubik, returns to England on leave. This is the drama featuring Kay Francis, Errol Flynn, and Another Dawn. Next up we have is Assassin of Youth. Crime and drama. A high school girl gets involved with a ring of teenage marijuana smokers and starts down the road to ruin. A reporter poses as a soda jerk to infiltrate the gang of teen dope fiends. Assassin of Youth. This is the crime and drama. Next we have is Black Legion. A hardworking machinist loses a promotion to a Polish-born worker. He's seduced into joining the secretive Black Legion, which intimidates foreigners through violence. The Black Legion. Next we have is Born to the West. Can Dare Rudd prove he is responsible enough to win the heart of Judy and also outwit the Crooked Saloon owner? Born to the West is a awesome Western movie. Next up we have Boy of the Streets, featuring the legendary Jackie Cooper. Cocky young street kid worships his father, a sleazy political operative. Boy of the Streets. Jackie Cooper in one of his greatest roles of all time. I love Jackie Cooper. Or Jackie Cooper. Remember Jackie Cooper in Our Gang? There he is. Cafe Metropole. Comedy, drama, and music. In Paris, a young American is in debt to a nightclub owner who forces him to woo an heiress in hopes of reaping her fortune. Cafe Metropole. That's a comedy, drama, and musical. Next up we have is Captain Courageous. A spoiled brat who falls overboard from a steamship in the 20s gets picked up by a New England fishing boat, where he's made to earn his keep by joining the crew in their work. Captain Courageous, Freddie Bartholomew, Spencer Tracy, and Lionel Barrymore. Charlie Chan at the Olympics. When a strategically important new aerial guidance system is stolen, Charlie traces it to the Berlin Olympics, where he has to battle spies and enemy agents to retrieve it. Charlie Chan at the Olympics. Charlie Chan on Broadway. I'm telling you, Charlie Brown was it. Charlie Chan was it. Returning from Europe, from European exile where she avoided testifying against her criminal associates, a former singer with a tell-all diary is murdered to ensure her silence. Conquest. A Polish countess becomes a Napoleon Bonaparte's mistress at the urging of Polish leaders who feel she can influence him to make Poland independent. Conquest. Next up we have is Dangerously Yours, crime drama. A detective poses as a jewel thief and joins a bunch of other crooks sailing from Europe to New York in search of a famous gem. He falls in love with one of the crooks. Dangerously Yours. Cesar Romero. Remember the Joker? Dead End. The lives of a young man, a young woman, an infamous gangster, and a group of street kids converge one day in a volatile New York City slum. Dead End. Featuring Humphrey Bogart. Crime and drama. Double Wedding. With William Powell and Myrna Loy, two sisters of differing temperaments. The younger's milquetoast fiancé and a free-spirited artist in an auto trailer are all experiencing romantic complications. Double Wedding. Comedy and romance. Easy Living. Another comedy and romance. When a wealthy banker throws his wife's expensive fur coat off a roof and it lands on the head of a stenographer, everyone assumes she is his mistress and has access to his millions. Easy Living. Every Day is a Holiday is a comedy musical. At the turn of the century, a con woman finds herself in trouble with the law while dealing with multiple suitors. Every Day is a Hollywood featuring the legendary and funny campy Mae West. Gold Diggers of 1937. When two investors inform an opportunistic dancer that they can't fund an elderly stage producer's production, she suggests that they get an insurance policy on the producer's life. Gold Diggers of 1937. Here's a drama, family, and musical. Heidi. Shirley Temple. You know who? Shirley Temple. A plucky little orphan gets dumped abruptly into her gruff, hermit grandfather's care, then later gets retaken and delivered as a companion for an uninjured girl. Shirley Temple in Heidi. High, Wide, and Handsome is an adventure musical. Pennsylvania, 1859. Picture it. Railroad tycoon Brennan is muscling in on oil drilling farmers, led by Peter. Cortland must try to save their oil business. Will they be able to survive? History is Made at Night, drama and romance. A wealthy divorcee falls for a charming Parisian, but her insanely jealous ex-husband will do anything to get her back. This is a drama and romance. History is Made at Night with Charles Boyer. Hollywood Hotel. Join me at the Hollywood Hotel. Ronnie is a saxophonist in Benny Goodman's band, has won a talent contest and a 10-week contract with a film studio. On his first evening, he is supposed to go with the studio star. Comedy, music, and musical. It Happened in Hollywood. A comedy, drama, and musical. While hospitalized, young Billy meets his silent movie idol, Tim Bart, but then the talkies came, destroying Bart's career. Now Bart must convince his young friend he is still a star. It Happened in Hollywood. It's Love I'm After. An actor of the stage finds himself pursued by a love-struck fan while trying to patch up a tempestuous relationship with his actress lover. Comedy, it's love I'm after. Alrighty. Next up we have is Kid Galahad, featuring fighter promoter Nick Donati grooms a bellhop as a future champ, but has second thoughts when the kid falls for his sister. Crime and drama, Kid Galahad, later made by Elvis Presley. The Last of Mrs. Cheney. Two English aristocrats pursue a rich American widow who may not be quite the person she claims to be. Comedy, drama, and romance. Joan Crawford and William Powell. The Last of Mrs. Cheney. Lost Horizon. When a revered diplomat's plane is diverted and crashes in the peaks of Tibet, he and the other survivors are guided to an isolated monastery at Shangri-La, where they wrestle with those around them. Lost Horizon. Love is News, a comedy, music, and romance. A financier's daughter spars with a newspaper reporter, he by writing about her, she by announcing their engagement. Love is News, a comedy and romance. Next up we have is Make Way for Tomorrow, a drama romance. An elderly couple are forced to live hundreds of miles apart. When they lose their house, and none of their 5 children will take both parents in. Can you imagine those social injustices? Make Way for Tomorrow. Drama and romance. Mannequin. No, not Mannequin with Andrew McCarthy, but Mannequin. Rags to riches. Hennessy meets newlyweds Jesse and Edie from his old neighborhood. Edie plots to have Jesse divorce him, marry Hennessy, divorce Hennessy, then bring Hennessy's money all into her. Mannequin. Marked Woman. Betty Davis and Humphrey Bogart lead in Marked Woman. A crusading district attorney persuades a clip joint hostess to testify against her mobster's boss after her innocent sister is accidentally murdered. Marked Woman. A Marked Woman. Murder in Greenwich Village. This is action, comedy, and mystery. An heiress uses a photographer as an alibi when she is accused of a murder she didn't commit. Murder in Greenwich Village. Next up we have is a drama and sport movie, Navy Blue and Gold. 3 young men with a common fondness for football become roommates at the United States Naval Academy, where they experience its rules and traditions. Navy Blue and Gold. Night Must Fall. Robert Montgomery and Rosalind Russell. When a rich but cantankerous dog wager on an isolated estate hires an engaging handyman, her niece companion becomes suspicious of his motives. Drama, mystery, and thriller. Night Must Fall. Nothing Sacred. Nothing Sacred is a comedy, drama, and fantasy film. An eccentric woman learns she is not dying of radium poisoning as earlier assumed, but when she meets a reporter looking for a story, she feigns sickness again for her own profit. So she's trying to get some coin. On the Avenue, a Broadway producer satirizes an important New York family. The family sues, but their daughter falls in love with the producer. On the Avenue, a comedy, musical, and romance. Next up we have is Personal Property. Raymond Dabney returns to his family after trouble with the law. He convinces the sheriff to give him a job watching the house and furniture of a widow, Crystal Weatherby, without knowing she is the owner. Personal Property, a comedy romance. Souls at Sea, action, adventure, and history. Cooper and Rapp save lives during a sea tragedy, and this story about slave trade on the high seas in 1842. Gary Cooper and George Raft star in Souls at Sea. Parnell, biography, drama, and a romance film. The life of Irish politician Charles Stewart Parnell following from 1880 onward, his struggles to secure home rule pursued in prison, parliament, and elsewhere. Parnell. Next up we have is San Quentin. An army trainer becomes captain of the prison yard and in time falls for the sister of a hardened inmate. San Quentin. Pat O'Brien and Humphrey Bogart. I love Pat O'Brien. Check out Pat O'Brien. Saratoga. Clark Gable and Jean Harlow. Comedy, drama, and romance. After winning a stud farm in lieu of gambling debts, bookie Duke Bradley turns an eye to the daughter of the now deceased gambler and her millionaire fiancé. Saratoga. Seventh Heaven. Drama and romance. A Parisian sewer worker longs for a rise in status and a beautiful wife. He rescues a girl from the police, lives with her in a barren flat on the 7th floor, then marches away to war. Seventh Heaven. Drama and romance. Shall We Dance? Also comedy, musical, and romance. A ballet dancer and a showgirl fake a marriage for publicity purposes, but then they fall in love. Shall We Dance? Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers lead this all-starred cast of Shall We Dance. Skyrocket. A government agent sets out to capture a gang of airmail bandits who use a death ray to blow up planes out of the sky. Action, drama, and romance. Skyrocket. This is a pretty good film. Catch it if you can. I love me some Skyrocket. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the original classic from 1937, animation, adventure, and family. Exiled into the dangerous forest by her wicked stepmother, a princess is rescued by 7 dwarf miners who make her part of their household. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Something to Sing About. Comedy musical. James Cagney, a New York band leader, journeys to Hollywood when he is offered a contract with a studio. But he is determined to do things his way and not theirs. Something to Sing About. Stage Door. A chronicle of the ambitious dreams and disappointment of aspiring actresses who all live in the same boarding house. Stage Door. Katharine Hepburn, Ginger Rogers, and Off Menju. Comedy, drama, and romance. Stand-In is also a comedy romance. A New York bank plans to sell a Hollywood studio at a big loss, but the head accountant is suspicious and goes to investigate. He finds chicanery, romance, and help to save the studio. Stand-In is a comedy romance. Stella Dallas, drama romance. A working-class woman is willing to do whatever it takes to give her daughter a socially promising future. So I don't know if she's going to be a little slutty or what, but we don't know about that. So it's Barbara Stanwyck and from Samuel Goldwyn, Stella Dallas. Next we have is Storm in a Teacup, comedy romance. A local politician in Scotland tries to break the reporter who wrote a negative story about him, and who is also in love with his daughter. Storm in a Teacup, comedy romance. That Certain Woman, drama romance. Mary Donnell, a young legal secretary with a past, elopes with a client's son, but his father has the marriage annulled without knowing she's pregnant. So now she's with child, and she has a bastard now. Oh my god. On the Avenue. A Broadway producer satirizes an important New York family. The family sues, but their daughter falls in love with the producer. Now, I may have already done this a few minutes ago, so forgive me if this is a repeat, but that's the way it is. We do repeats around here. Alright, The Great O'Malley. We love The Great O'Malley. Drama. A by-the-book patrolman who cares more about the letter of the law than justice feels guilty when his inflexibility sends a family man to prison. The Great O'Malley. He's by the book, and no family gets a pass. The Awful Truth. A married couple file an amicable divorce, but find it harder to let go of each other than they initially thought. The Awful Truth, starring Irene Dunne and Cary Grant. This is an awesome comedy romance movie. The Gold Racket. At the request of the Mexican government, a federal agent and a legend reporter team up to catch a gang that has been smuggling gold from Mexico to the U.S. The Gold Racket is action, crime, and drama. See, they made some good movies back in 1937. The Good Earth. Although married Chinese farmers Wang and Olan initially experienced success, their lives are complicated by declining fortunes and lean times. This is a drama romance. Walter Connolly, Tilly Loesch. The Good Earth. The Hurricane. A Polynesian sailor unjustly imprisoned after defending himself against a colonial bully is relentlessly persecuted by his island's Martinet French governor. The Hurricane. Action, adventure, and drama. The Prince and the Pauper. I love The Prince and the Pauper. Starring Errol Flynn. Adventure, drama, and family. A poor boy named Tom Canty and the Prince of Wales exchange identities, but events force the pair to experience each other's lives as well. Remember Freaky Friday 1976? Remember Freaky Friday? Here's The Prince and the Pauper. The Prisoner of Zenda. An Englishman on a Ruritarian holiday must impersonate the king when the rightful monarch, a distant cousin, is drugged and kidnapped. The Prisoner of Zenda. Adventure, drama, and musical. The Toast of New York. Biography, comedy, and drama. Notorious robber baron financier Jim Fisk, who makes and loses fortunes, tries to corner the gold market as well as the heart of a beautiful actress. The Toast of New York is a biography, comedy, and drama. Next we have is The Wrong Road. Action, crime, and drama. Bank teller Jimmy Caldwell and his fiancée Ruth Holden grow weary of struggling to make ends meet and decide to rob Jimmy's bank. The selfish young couple agree, and turmoil ensues. The Wrong Road. The Bride Wore Red. Not white, but red. A loud singer is sent by a count to pose as a wealthy socialite. The Bride Wore Red, featuring Joan Crawford and Franchot Tone. This is a comedy, drama, and romance. Next up we have is The Perfect Specimen with Errol Flynn, raised in seclusion to be the epitome of mental, physical, and moral perfection. Gerald is resigned to following his grandmother's wishes until a chance encounter with a new woman. The Perfect Specimen, comedy and romance. They Won't Forget, drama, film noir, and mystery. A politically ambitious district attorney, unscrupulous tabloid journalist, and regional prejudice combine to charge a teacher with the murder of his student. They Won't Forget is a drama and mystery. Think fast, Mr. Moto. Think fast, Mr. Moto. On a freighter going from San Francisco to Shanghai, Mr. Moto solves mysteries caused by a gang of smugglers. Think fast, Mr. Moto. Alright, Thoroughbreds Don't Cry. A cocky young jockey who gets mixed up with some crooked gamblers befriends an English lad with a fast horse and the niece of a woman who runs a boarding house for jockeys. Boys Don't Cry, featuring Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney. Comedy, drama, and musical. Thunder in the City. A visiting American engages in a bold business promotion, the likes of which the British have never seen. Comedy, crime, and drama, featuring Edward G. Robinson. I love Edward G. Robinson. Who doesn't love Edward G. Robinson? Tell me. Topper, we love Topper. Topper. Oh, I love Topper. And Cary Grant. And Constance Bennett. A fun-loving couple find that they died are now ghosts. Decide to shake up the stuffy lifestyle of friends of theirs. Topper. This is a comedy gem. Don't want to miss that one. True Confession. A lawyer defends his wife, a pathological liar, in a murder trial. Comedy, crime, true confession. Fred MacMurray, Carol Lombard, and John Barrymore. So this is a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. You may be able to find it online. Varsity Show, musical and romance and comedy. A former student who is now a big Broadway show producer with 3 flops to his reputation is invited back to direct the college's annual student stage show. But he's written flops, so what would they think of him? Way Out West, Laurel and Hardy. We love Laurel and Hardy. Stanley and Ollie are enlisted to deliver the deed to a gold mine in a small village, only for it to be stolen. Comedy, family, and western. Way Out West. Next up we have is Wee Willie Winky, featuring Shirley Temple. You know who? Shirley Temple. Priscilla, a young girl living with her widowed mother and paternal grandfather at the post he commands in northern India, becomes enamored of military life. Wee Willie Winky. When You're in Love, artist Jimmy is stuck in Mexico unable to pay his hotel bill. Meanwhile, opera singer Louise Fuller is stuck in the same town unable to return to the U.S. Grace Moore, When You're in Love, with Cary Grant. Young and Innocent, a man on the run from a murder charge enlists a beautiful stranger who must put herself at risk for his cause. Young and Innocent. Crime, mystery, and romance. You Only Live Once. The public defender secretary and an ex-convict get married and try to make a life together, but a series of disasters sends their lives spiraling out of control. Henry Fonda stars in You Only Live Once. And lastly, You're Only Young Once. On vacation with his family on California's Catalina Island, Andy Hardy falls head over heels for a sophisticated young beauty. Comedy, family, and romance. You're Only Young Once. Those are the films that we love from 1937. Those were the best films of 1937. If you have any questions, comments, and feedback, leave them below. Thank you for watching Yesteryear and Today, and I'll see you all in the next video.